what we say. Don't hurt them, I'm coming. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million we know who you're working for. Just say the word and MI5 break down the door. Don't trust him, he's bluffing. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more. Sky is falling. Here come the angels dressed in black. It's not quite clear who will live and who shall die. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope that you guys had a good Monday and had a good start to your week, that your weekend was good as well. I can see you all in the live chat room already, so I'm going to jump straight in there and give some shout outs because we have, this is going to be tough. We have Billy, Maureen, Melchystra, Lucy, PM112, Kevin. It's gone through too quickly, and this is only the top chat. This is this isn't even the normal chat. So yeah, hello everybody. Anna, Deborah, Ro, Mark, Bev, Sue, Malteser, Pamela, Billy again, Debbie, PM112, Jan, Daisy, Bella, Pink Thistle, Leslie, Alison, Laurie, Diane. Now we got through a few there, and Sue, Randall, and yeah, everybody else in that live chat room. Hello, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night. And that's my song, by the way, called Percy Johnson. And you guys over on Patreon, again, thank you for the requests for tonight's live stream. We had that song to open up with, and we have in the vote tonight for the cover video Behind Blue Eyes and Don't Slow Down. So I can see 51% of the vote for Behind Blue Eyes at the moment, but it's going to be potentially close then between those two. We will see what happens if we do hit that particular goal. I say hit that particular goal. I've got to get this up on screen so you know what it is. If we hit the likes goal of 565 tonight, then we will be having a Phil Jam, and that's different to the cover video. The cover video we get into regardless. We don't have to hit a target. So yeah, that's at the top of the live chat room. But if we hit the likes goal target of 565 for tonight, then we'll have Phil Jam number 210. So yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, it would be very much appreciated, and we will bust out the guitar a little bit later on. And because the likeometer likes to move around when we start the live stream, I just have to reset it all, and let's get it on screen, see where we are at. 228 likes so far, so good start. As I said, every single thumbs up is very much appreciated, and what is appreciated is the support of my patrons who make this all possible in the first place. All of the videos that I do, the analysis videos, the cover videos that I've done in the past, all of that stuff. So thank you guys, you know who you are. Their names go across the bottom of the screen, just the foundation of everything that I do, and yeah, make it all possible. So thank you guys. Right. I can see that there have been a few donations, so thank you for those. And I guess the most recent news is that last night I had a very long chat with Chris Lipe, and I've done a collaboration with Chris a few years ago now. We couldn't even remember how long ago it was. But yeah, I was chatting with Chris last night. We're going to be doing something on Friday, but as for when videos will get released, yesterday was just a very long talk that we had just over Zoom. So yeah, talk about lots of different things. Also my side project that it's good because when I mention my side project to different people, I'm always interested to know what they think about it, and obviously that they can't say anything about it, but just to get their point of view. And Chris said that he was very excited about it, which is probably good. It's a good sign that what I'm going to be doing in the future is potentially going to make a difference, or has the potential to make a difference to the music industry. So yes, Chris will be involved with the side project in some way, shape or form in the future. But on Friday we're going to be getting together and talking about, I think, pitch correction, auto-tune live, lip syncing, miming, all that kind of stuff, because it's going to be interesting to hear from Chris's point of view. And especially I think recently he looked at Michael Jackson performing Billie Jean, I think it was. But anyway, he had the multi-tracks, all of the vocals, his backing vocal, his actual live mic, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, he did that recently, and I think he wants to talk through that, also get my opinion on it. But we'll be doing that on Friday. As for when that gets released, I'm not sure, but I think what we're most likely going to do is release a video on my channel and then release a video on his channel, and they're going to be two separate videos, so they'll be about different things. So it's not just us repeating the same video on each other's channel. So yeah, you'll have to look out for that. Of course, I'll keep you guys in the loop. And I mean, we spoke about loads of things and loads of potential future projects, collaborations. The problem that I have, as you guys know, is time to do stuff, because with this side project that I'm working on and have been working on for so long, it's like a main project alongside my main project of what I do every day. So yeah, finding the time to do something else on top of that, those two main projects. I mean, the time physically doesn't exist at the moment, but maybe something happen in the future. But I'm sure that Chris and I will chat about it on Friday. So the other thing is, after tonight's stream, and we are going to have to end the stream tonight exactly on time. We can't go over because I've got an interview after this live stream, and that's going to be with Dr. Dan. And Dan, his YouTube channel is called Dr. Dan's Voice Essentials, and yeah, he's a vocal coach, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And yeah, he's going to be having a chat with me about, I think, pitch correction and auto-tune. He just emailed me asking if we could do an interview around that kind of topic. So I said, yeah, why not? And he's in Australia, hence why I'm going to be doing it after tonight's live stream, because yeah, our time zones are so different that when it's kind of late night here, it's in the morning there. So As for, when that'll get released, I do not know, but I've got about a million things going on at the moment. But as you guys know, I'll keep you in the loop over on patreon.com/wings of Pegasus. That's where I will, update everybody and let you know exactly how things are going. But I mean, the good thing is that all of these kind of side things that I'm doing, and the interviews, collaborations, they all help with the side project as well, because it means I get to talk to people in the industry and get their opinion on what I'm going to be doing. And I have to say that so far it's just been unanimously positive, not only from the production side, like production professionals, but from singers as well and vocal coaches. So it's all looking good. And I'm very much leaning on the side of trying to get everything done as quickly as possible to get this project up and running, because I know that I've been talking about it for a long time, and I think the longer it stays under wraps, then potentially it's not going to be a good thing, because other people could see what I'm going to be doing, and if word gets out, they could do anything to try and shut me down or stop what I'm doing, because what I'm going to be doing, as you guys know, is totally independent and it's totally objective. So it means that it's not seen from a particular side. For example, if a record label want their artists to seem better than they are live, then all they do is release live footage that's been overdubbed or pitch corrected, and they say that it's fully live, and they don't actually tell you, well, no, it's actually not. But because we want you to think this is a great live act, then we are going to tell you that it is fully live. And people then read into that and think, oh, well, it must be live vocals, where they've actually kind of either replaced the vocal or pitch corrected them. But anyway, it means that if a record label is releasing their own stuff, they're not going to be objective about it. So I mean, that's the huge advantage that I've got, and why I need to do this thing, to have an independent, objective voice in the music industry that is basically being honest. so hopefully in the future, the project that I'm going to be hopefully launching relatively soon, it'll be a place where if you really want to know something about a particular artist, particular show, then it'll be obvious what it was and what it is, because it would have gone through me, and I'll be able to tell you exactly what's going on. So this is when I say about other things maybe trying to either stop what I'm doing or do another version of it that isn't honest. Hopefully I'll be able to release it relatively quickly. But like I said, it's great to have people like Chris supporting it and on board with the idea and the project, because he's a well-respected voice in the vocal coach community, and with Warren as well on the production side, Warren Hewitt, who I've spoken to as well about the project, and he's kind of fully supportive of it as well. The artists that will be on the website, who have already agreed to be on there, it's got a lot of support. So looking forward to getting it out there, but I have to dot every I and cross every T, and it just takes a little bit of time. So anyway, we will push on with tonight's live stream. The only thing that we need to get up on screen is the fact that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So I know that there have been donations, so thank you guys for those. But it's not a necessity. I don't know why. Jungle Book, Bare Necessity just popped into my head, the song. I don't know why that happens, so it throws me off what I'm saying, because my brain just gives me that melody. But anyway, yes, you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. And for the analysis videos, everything on the channel, I don't accept donations to do a particular video. And if somebody says, oh, can you do this one and I'll pay you to do it, I don't prioritize analysis videos, because then there's an incentive for people to give money. But it's not about a money thing. It's about just people saying, look, can you take a look at this particular performance, and I will do it and just add it to my list and we'll kind of get through it. So yeah, you don't have to donate, but I can see that some have come through. So thank you guys for those. And Paul donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, here we grow again. 463,000 subscribers. Spike the likes and have fun tonight. Rock. I always hesitate saying the number because I think I'm saying it wrong, because it is a silly number. But 463 is great. Now, did I change this number? I did. I think we might now be actually at 464,000 subscribers, but we'll just celebrate the 463. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and subscribing. You will have to hit that notification bell to get notified for all of the videos and the live streams. But let's get rid of that. And what I'm thinking is, because I was talking for so long yesterday with Chris, and I'm going to be talking for what, an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes tonight. I don't know how long the interview is going to be later with Dan, but yeah, it's going to be maybe a new record for me talking continuously. It's something that I do talk quite a lot, and you know, when I record my videos, I talk for quite a long time as well. So I'll see if my voice holds out, if I can keep on talking endlessly. We will see. But anyway, hopefully it'll last for the live stream at least. And the interview, it'll be a bit rubbish if my voice starts dying away during an interview, because then it's very counterproductive to the whole point of the video. So anyway, thank you for that. Paul and Orlando's donated $5. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, another ride on the catch-up crew train for me. Hit the thumbs up button. So great idea there from Orlando. And if you're watching this in the future, you can hit that thumbs up. Every thumbs up really does help the channel to grow and for the live streams to get out there a little bit more. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Mia has donated 3,000 Argentinian pesos. That, I don't know whether, I always forget what this is, but thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, hot in here. Argentina, the weather. Thanks for your work and for your voice. It seems that you sing when you talk. By the way, that approx $3. Thanks. So thank you for that. And Ray has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Ray. And the message is, your stream is the best. So thank you for the kind words, Ray. And Crizzy has donated $7.99. Thank you for that, Crizzy. And the message is, Phil, do you have time to explain what it means when a song has been remastered? I hope this isn't a stupid question. And that's Crizzy's 5th Super Chat donation, so thank you for that. And I mean, I get a lot of emails asking this question, so no, it's not a stupid question, because a lot of people ask me about it. A remastered song is treating the whole song, so the overall sound, and editing things about it, and really it's editing the EQ curve. So in layman's terms, what you have, if you imagine, if you know what an amplifier looks like, but if not, you have bass, middle, and treble. And if you turn up the bass, then you get the lower notes, the bass, and you know, the foot pedal, and all of the things that are a low frequency. If you turn that up, they become more prominent. If you turn up the mids, it means everything in the mid frequency range, which is pretty much most of your instruments and the human voice, that's all going to now be more prominent. So you can start to say, right, I want to have more bass in this particular song, so turn up the bass. But I don't want more bass, I want to have more instrumentation kind of cutting through in the vocal, so I turn that up. And then you have treble, which is the top end and like the sheen. And when you turn that up, it's like brightness and almost adding air, especially at the, you know, really high frequencies when you're talking about, you know, hi-hat on the drum kit and, you know, crashes. When you turn that up, it's going to make it a lot brighter. So you're going from bass, the really dull sounds, to treble, you've got middle in the middle, but you've got treble, which will make it really bright. So anyway, long story short, once you've got, and I'm really simplifying this because remastering or just mastering in general is an art form, because they haven't just got 3 things they turn. They do a deep dive into the frequencies of the song. So they can find a particular part in there that they just want to, I don't know, they might want to just boost a very particular frequency to get, for example, the rhythm guitar to pop in a particular section. When I say that, I mean, just to stand out a bit more. But what you can't do when you're remastering, imagine you've got the whole song. So it's like a ball. You can't do anything with it instrumentally. You can't say, oh, let me turn up the guitar. You've got to try and edit frequencies where the instruments live. So remastering is just doing that, not going in, and it shouldn't be. I mean, remastering shouldn't be going back to the mixing stage. When you go back to the remixing stage or the mixing stage, that is now as if you're recording again. So you could do an overdub. If the vocal wasn't quite accurate enough, you could either re-record the vocal, you could add pitch correction. This is all classed as mixing, and it's something that they might even have other takes that they recorded that they might like the sound of more, and they might replace it. And they're literally going back to remixing the whole thing. So everything they've got on the desk at their disposal. So remixing is totally different to remastering. When you have a remix, that can be where they apply pitch correction to vocals and go in and are literally editing it voice by voice, instrument by instrument, and doing it in that kind of detail. Remastering, you don't go in and edit anything other than the overall sound. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I'm not sure, but I've tried to explain it as clearly as possible, and this is why remastering is totally different to remixing. Like, you shouldn't ever, and I haven't yet heard something that's been remastered where it's been pitch corrected, because that would be almost false advertising, because adding pitch correction to a vocal means you've got to go in to that vocal. You've got to go to that particular audio file that's been recorded and apply it to that particular channel on the mixer, whereas you can't do that with remastering. So there we go. And Chillin' Grillin' with Henry said explained it very well, so thank you for that, and hopefully you're referring to what I'm saying, but yes, that's what it is, remastering. But like I said, a lot of people ask me about that, because there are so many remastered versions of songs, and basically when you've got an original release, if a company a record company think, right, we want to make some money, what can we do? Why don't we remaster an old album, and then they'll tweak the EQ of it and now release it. So they've just made it slightly different with the EQ curve, but obviously they can now release that as something new, but it's not, it's just the original song that's just been tweaked. But sometimes on very old recordings, remastering it can give it a new lease of life, especially when you're talking about tape and very old recordings that maybe the top end and the middle, the treble might have suffered just because of the slightly duller sound of tape. And I say duller sound, I know that tape has a warm sound to it, but with music released nowadays, some people might listen to the older recordings and think, oh, it's not as bright as the modern recording. So what they'll do is go in there, do a remaster of that particular album or song, where they will boost the treble, the top end, maybe boost some of the mids as well, so that you're now getting a lift on one side of the EQ curve to make it brighter, rather than having what would be kind of duller at the top end. And I know that I'm looking at the EQ I'm looking at the EQ curve in front of me as if I'm looking at it. So to you guys, if you're looking at an EQ curve where you've got bass here and treble, if I'm relating it to the dials that I mentioned earlier, if you're looking at it to make it brighter from your perspective, you'd boost up here, the treble, and if it's here and then down, this is now becoming duller because you're getting rid of all of that brightness. So sometimes, with the remasters, they'll just brighten it up a little bit to kind of combat that warmer or duller sound of tape from many, many years ago. But yeah, I mean, with that kind of thing, there are a lot of recordings that are absolutely fine, but some of them, very old recordings, kind of lose, especially because of just time and tape deteriorating, where it's got a duller sound to it because it's just a really old tape. So they might want to go back to the original project and just brighten it up, make a digital version of the tape and then affect that EQ curve to make it a little bit brighter. But anyway, let's not get too much into it, even though I did get quite a lot into it. We've had another couple of donations. Carmen's donated $10, so thank you for that. And it's the pear person flying through the air like super pear. So thank you for that. And Maltesers donated $19.99, so thank you for that. And the message is, That's a double entendre you hid in Paris Nord. So I don't know what. Well, my song called Paris Nord. There's no double entendre in there. So I don't know what that is. But thank you for that donation. And PayPal. We will jump into there to see what's going on because we've had some donations. Chuck has donated £2. Thank you for that, Chuck. And that is a straight up donation. And always at the beginning of the month, this is where all of the software and Adobe programs and everything that I use, of course, it's now all monthly. You don't buy software anymore just once. You have to keep paying for it month after month after month. And at the beginning of the month, which is now, all of these things come out through PayPal, so I have to kind of skip through all of that to get to the donations. But thank you, Cindy, who has donated £50 as well. And the message is, hi, Phil. Maybe you saw at the Grammys when Chappelle Roan was accepting her Best New Artist award. She used her acceptance speech to call out record labels for abusing developing artists. She was signed as a minor and then dropped. She called for livable wages and health insurance for artists. So thank you for that. And I mean, I didn't see any of the Grammys, so I'm not really up to speed with what's happened. I've just kind of been too busy. But I mean, it's difficult because in the music industry, it's really similar to what I think women footballers experience. That when, like in this country, in the UK, they said that they wanted to earn as much as the male footballers who are getting paid millions, and the female footballers, the women footballers, they wanted to get the same amount of money, or at least relative pay, to the men. But the only problem with that is that it's business, and your business, like how much you can get paid, is only determined on your own success. And especially with football, you can say, right, I want to get paid as much as the men's. So you say, right, well, how many people went to watch the men's game? 80,000. So let's say that they don't, but let's say they paid £1 per ticket. It's more like £100 per ticket, but I don't want to get too complicated with the maths. So let's say they paid £1 per ticket. It means that now the teams have £80,000 because that's the audience that they drew in to watch whatever they were doing. So that's the amount of money they have. And the women who are playing, they might have had 2,000 people that came and watched. So they've got £2,000, but they say, oh, but we want what they got paid. And you think, well, yeah, but they made 80,000 and you've made 2,000. So that's the problem, that it's business, and that it's all determined by how much you sell. And in the music industry, I mean, I'm a musician, so taking that example, I could say, hang on, I'm a musician, and Taylor Swift made $2 billion touring, but I'm a musician as well. So why don't I get the same amount of money that she gets when I'm doing the same thing? Because I'm selling my music online. Why don't I have as much money as her when I'm selling my album and she's selling her album? So why am I not getting paid as much? And you think, well, it's because you're not selling as much as she is. So it's quite a basic thing that that's just the way that the world works. And I mean, I could argue that with Taylor Swift, she's got a whole team of people doing stuff for her. I'm doing it all myself. So I could legitimately say I work harder than her. So why don't I get the same salary? But it's always going to come down to popularity and how much you are selling. And as much as everyone would love to get paid as the same, especially if they're doing the same thing or their job description's the same with, the arts and with sport, it's very difficult because, you've got to at some point understand that it's a business and you can only get paid what your business is earning. So, I mean, I've got no problem with, earning what I do from my music is absolutely fine. I think if I was earning millions and millions and millions, then I don't know, I'd be too well known. I'd be too famous. It means that your whole life would change and you get recognized going everywhere. And it could be a bit of a pain. So I'm absolutely fine where I am with my music. But that's it. So going back to this a particular acceptance speech, if you are signed to a record label, I mean, it's just a loan from a bank. That's all it is. And I think people don't understand, and maybe artists don't understand, when you're signing a record deal, you're signing for a loan. That's it. So if you don't make that money back, you owe the record label like you would owe a bank. So this is why I always say it's better just to be independent, and the record label will, knowingly try and mislead you with contracts because they know the law inside out. And especially if somebody was signed as a minor, the record label would know exactly what they're doing. But then you can say, well, if she was signed and then she got dropped, she's now in the independent space. So it's the same. She's the same as me, or she would be if she didn't get signed again. So now it's like, well, if you've had a little bit of exposure, then you've got to maximize that. You've got to do what you can independently to try and sell your albums, and you've got to do the marketing yourself. And it's just, I guess you're back to the real world of being a musician. That a record label, it's a loan, and they will do a lot of stuff for you. But if you get dropped, everything they did, you've got to learn to do it. If you want to do that as a career, and you want to, this is basically my career in a nutshell. I've just learned to do everything. So, there are lots of videos on YouTube now that you can learn to do your own production. And, obviously, if you don't play an instrument or sing, I'm assuming that, obviously, she can play an instrument and sing, being a musician and a singer. So, just do your own thing, set up your website, release it, and message people asking them to check it out. And, you can make a living from it. It just takes a lot of work. So, talking about livable wages and health insurance kind of year on, again, it's you're signed to a contract. So I don't think that's ever going to happen, that a record label or any record labels are going to cover your income and your wages and health insurance. That's something that you have for, I don't know, what I'm assuming longer than the contract. If they've signed you for one album, that's a year, maybe 2 years if they want to tour after that album. So you think, well, record labels aren't going to do that. That they take every single artist individually, and if you don't make your loan back, then you get dropped, and you have to pay that money back. So Yeah, I think it's more the people not really understanding how record labels work, unfortunately. But I think a lot of people don't necessarily appreciate that, especially if she was signed very young. She won't know that the music industry is like that and how cutthroat it is, and that when you're not making the money, you get dropped. So then, you either give up music or you try and do it yourself. So yeah, and you can make money in the music industry now just by yourself. You no longer need a record label. But I think people maybe look at the amount of work it's going to take and think, oh, well, I don't want to do that amount of work. but that's their choice. So yeah, and it is what it is. So thank you for that, Cindy. But I didn't see it. So there you go. I'm just going from that particular donation and the message attached to it. So we have another donation from Steve for £5. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is, have you ever played blindfolded? Do you think it is a useful learning technique? So thank you for that, Steve. And I mean, I've never knowingly blindfolded myself, because you don't need to. Just don't look at the guitar. I'll just play with your eyes closed. You don't physically need, you don't. It's not like you need the blindfold because you know that you're going to cheat by looking. No, I mean when you know your shapes, when you know your guitar and you know where the notes are, then yeah, you don't have to look. Or the only time that you have to look really is when you make a big jump. And every guitarist since the dawn of time, if you watch them perform live, if they're kind of pretending to play in YouTube videos, then yeah, I've even pointed it out in an analysis video before where somebody's not playing or they're not looking and they've got their head in the air and they do a slide and they keep playing and they're in the wrong place now, but they're not actually playing what we're hearing. So this is why when people say, oh wow, it's amazing that they're not looking at the guitar. Anytime you do a big slide up the fretboard or down the fretboard, you look at your fretboard. Everybody does if they're truly playing live, because there's too much risk involved of going down and being a semitone off. So this is something you'll always see, that a really subtle look down at the guitar. So yeah, with any big slide up or down. But when you are playing through a shape, there are like 2 fret slides, the distance of 2 frets, so you can do that. So yeah, you don't really have to look at the guitar unless you are changing position, moving position drastically. So yeah, in terms of a learning technique, I think it's just something that when you're really familiar with playing, that maybe it can help you to see the fretboard in a different way and imagine going to notes that you might not necessarily go to if you're maybe relying on your muscle memory too much, or relying on scales, or the positions on the fretboard, and looking at particular shapes that you always play through and having to see where those are. Yeah, it can help to kind of play outside your box, pentatonic boxes if you will. But in terms of learning, I don't know. I think it's probably good for creativity, but yeah, I wouldn't say that it's something that you don't have to kind of blindfold yourself to do it, or to force yourself to do it. It's something that I could even do it in the fill jam later if you want, not blindfold, but just play through a shape and show you that when it's all close together, you don't have to look when you're doing it. But anyway, thank you for that, Steve. And more often than not, I'm playing anyway, looking at the comments and checking that the levels are still right and the guitar's coming through, and trying to get my foot pedal within reach of my feet. So yeah, I'm doing a lot while playing at the same time. So yeah, it's probably like that on a fill jam anyway. And by the way, in order to have the fill jam tonight, we're going to be aiming for 565 likes. So if you could hit that thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated. We are at 482 at the moment, and closing in on 500. I haven't done any likes goal maths for tonight yet, but if we get to 500, it's going to make my life a lot easier, because then it would be 65. So what's 65 plus 13 is 78. I'm going with that. So it's going to be 78 more likes and 75 now. So yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, would be very much appreciated. So we will jump into the PayPal window again. Tammy's donated £10. Thank you for that, Tammy. We will be having, by the way, a picture corner later on. I forgot to do it in the last live stream, so we'll do that tonight. And it's going to be a bit of a bumper edition because we've got tonight's pictures as well as the last live stream's pictures as well. And Karen said you'll hit the target, Phil. I thought she was saying that, you know, I've hit the target, and not that I will. But yes, so there's still a little bit of time to go here. 60 more people before the end of the live stream. We've still got time, and we're going to be ending on time tonight, which means I need to know how long the backing track is. Almost 5 minutes. So if we get everything sorted by 10 past or just before, then we will be all good to go. So yes, back into the donations window. Tammy donated £10. Thank you for that. The message was, "Hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 463,000 subscribers. It's good to know that your side project is coming along nicely. I believe that the kind of support you're getting from big names and your wingers will help make a huge impact in the music industry. We're all here to support and help you in any way we can. Keep on rocking." So thank you for that, Tammy. And I mean, with my side project, I have this comment in my head. Somebody said, if a small YouTube channel thinks that they can single-handedly affect the music industry and that the music industry care, they're either very stupid or very deluded. Something like that. Oh no, naive. Very naive is what they said. So, I mean, that's the kind of comment that I remember, because I think, this should be a bit of a troll corner thing, really. But I wonder if, can I grab Mr. Troll? Where is he? There he is. I can bring him on screen at any time. So, yeah, that comment saying that, yeah, if one person thinks they're going to make a difference, then they're, you know, either kind of delusional or naive. I thought, but that's how the world works. One person needs to do something, because if they don't, what happens? Nothing happens. But if one person tries, at least you're trying. At least there's a chance of something happening. And I think, yeah, talking to the people in the industry, and obviously the person making that comment doesn't know what I know or who I know and the contacts that I have. But also you think, well, I mean, that comment was relatively recent, maybe when I was at, 450,000 subscribers. So you think, well, there's a decent amount of people there. And, I mean, with Chris Lipe, he's got over 500,000 subscribers. So you think, well, we're getting close to 1 million people there. And there are other channels that I'm going to be talking about this with. And, you know, Dr. Dan's channel, who I'll be joining after this live stream. He's got maybe 250,000 subscribers. So the thing is, when you start totting up these numbers, yes, it's me and I'm trying to do it. But I've got all of you guys watching at the moment. So if I say to you guys, can you maybe do this and let everybody know about it, and I can give you a link, then you think, well, maybe some of you I'd like to think might help out. And I've got my patrons as well, who I'm going to be, you know, getting on board and looking for their help. A lot of which will be in the live chat room tonight, I'm sure. So I think, well, yeah, it's just me, but it's me and everyone else. It's like, I think there is a chance that we could actually make a difference in the music industry. And if you've got potentially, you know, tens of thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of people going off and spreading the word to a friend who then spreads it to another friend, that's how it works. And then people all know about it, so that potentially within a very short space of time, something can now exist that a lot of people know about. And I don't know how the mainstream music industry wouldn't find out about it, because I know the mainstream music industry know about my videos. Yeah, so I mean, I've seen people talking about them, people that I don't know, and people that are very prominent in the music industry, and artists and singers, and musicians who talk about my channel, and I don't know them, but I've seen them talk about me on other channels. So I know that what I do gets out there. So why not use that for, for good, and to try and have a bit of a positive impact on the music industry. So that's what we're going to aim for. So anyway, let's get rid of Mr. Troll. And we haven't seen him in a while, but thank you, Debbie, as well, who's donated £10. So thank you for that. The message is, hi, Phil. Congrats on 464,000 subscribers. So I think it must be official that we've gone over by another 1,000. The message is, I really liked the Gary Newman analysis video. Do you think he ever imagined how popular the song Cars would be? You're awesome. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. I'm not sure anybody ever writes a song knowing how much it's going to sell, how popular it's going to be. I think there are artists who maybe write a song and feel like, well, this is quite a good song. I've got a good feeling about it, and I think people will like it. But yeah, you never really know. So I don't think Gary kind of probably knew about any of his songs. And sometimes the songs that the record executives don't want to release are the ones that actually do really well and become monster hits. So yeah, I don't think there's any way of really predicting it. I mean, Gary might have been confident with it, but yeah, I don't think he would know or kind of imagine how popular it would be in the future. It's very difficult to say. But thank you for that, Debbie. And Karen's donated £6.82. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, congrats on hitting 464,000 subscribers. I'm glad to hear how positively things are going for you. If I may, I'd like to share a quote from Stephen Hawking. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Do you agree? /disagree. I've followed you for 5 years and watched you grow in your journey. Many thanks for being you. Cheers, Karen. So, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. So, I mean, yeah, I think if you are looking to be the most intelligent person you can be, you have to listen to everything. You have to be objective. Once you have a particular school of thought on something, you're only ever going to have that data. Whereas if you look for all of the data and you treat it all objectively and equally, then you can decide where you place most emphasis in that data. You think, oh, well, for me, I tend to believe that thing the most out of all of the data, so that's what I'm going to decide to choose. Whether it be a particular theory or somebody's opinion or, a debate that's going on. But yeah, to be the most intelligent, you've got to be the most objective. You've got to, not get emotional about things and just take on, the information. And it's something that myself and Chris were talking about last night, where we were talking about vocal coaching, and Chris was talking about vocal coaching and how in order to be the best coach you can be, and I know this being a guitar teacher, to be the best teacher you can possibly be, it can't be about you. There can be no narcissism about, look what I've done, look how great I am, and this is what I've achieved, and all this stuff. Because as a teacher, it's not about you, it's about getting the best out of the person who is paying you to teach them. And I always say about my guitar teaching, when somebody would come in, I'd say, well, what do you want to play the guitar like? Who do you want to sound like? If you've got a favourite guitarist, what style do you want to play? And where do you see yourself in maybe 5 years' time? How do you imagine you're playing the guitar? And whatever they say, it's now my job as a guitar teacher to get them to that point where they can either play on stage and play and they might sing, and now they want to play the guitar and sing at the same time. They might want to be able to put together instrumental tracks just with their guitar and know how to do guitar solos, and they might have a particular guitarist they really like and want to play in that particular style. So a great teacher will say objectively, what do you want to do? Oh, the person says, I want to do this. So you say, okay, well, I will teach you what you need in order to achieve that. That's the teacher's job. what the teacher doesn't say is, well, I hear what you're saying, but I play this way. So I'm going to show you all of my stuff that I do, and you're now going to be a clone of me. So you only learn what I'm doing, and here's a copy of my album, and check out my guitar and all that kind of stuff. You can't be that way if you are teaching, and I think that's very much what it's very much what I think about teaching in general, but just the approach to music is that everyone is equal. And I think if you think you're better than somebody else, and that what I'm doing is better or I don't know, more commendable, or I'm at a higher level than you are, all that kind of stuff, that's only going to end in failure, because you're limiting your intelligence because you think you're the best. So the true great artists have always been humble. They've never really known how great they are, because they are just objective, and they are looking at everyone else thinking, wow, everyone else is amazing. But it's such an important thing for improving as an artist to just say, look, I'm going to just accept everything that I see and try and learn from as many people as possible. As soon as you think that you're doing something better, and especially like with vocal coaching, if a vocal coach thinks that they're doing something better than another vocal coach, then you think, well, yeah, that's a bit of a red flag, because it should all be even. Vocal coaches say, if you like the way that I teach, come to me. But if you don't, then you can go to another teacher. And they don't care. They don't care about people going to other vocal coaches or other guitar teachers for guitar teachers. Whatever you want to, do, whoever you want to choose is up to you. And just say, well, this is how I do it. And if it's something that you're interested in, then great. But if not, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition. Teaching is about getting the student to the destination they want to get to. That's your job. It's not about you trying to kind of show off what you can do. And yeah, that's a good little, I guess, soundbite for guitar solos as well. A guitar solo is not about you trying to show off what you can do. It's about serving the song, doing the best solo you can for the song, and not just try to show off all the techniques that you've learned to do. So anyway, that is that. We could talk about that for years, but thank you for that, Karen. And Barbara has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, hello Phil, today is my birthday. Love your channel, rock. So yeah, happy birthday to Barbara. Everybody say a big happy birthday in that live chat room to Barbara. And yeah, hope you have a fantastic day. I am just going to jump into the next one. There's been another one here from Connie, who's donated £20. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, I've just realised I've been here long enough to see you gain 200,000 subscribers. Here's to all your work and success. Peace, love and rock. Connie. So thank you for that. Yeah, crazy numbers. And yeah, just 100,000 was amazing. So yeah, we'll keep on pushing forward and see what happens. But with my side project, I mean, everything that I'm doing is pretty much, even though that won't have, it's going to have me in it. It's not necessarily going to have, Wings of Pegasus written on the webpage anywhere, but it's going to be very closely related to what I do. So everything to do with the side project, I'll probably be mentioning here on the channel. See, the thing is, I'm just thinking about now lots of things in the future. I'm thinking, oh, that might be a good idea, that I could do videos on this channel about particular bands, artists that are now affiliated with the side project that I'm doing, in order to maybe use this space to help independent bands, artists, and people that are genuinely performing live, all that kind of stuff, and singing live, and yeah, not lip syncing, using pitch correction or post pitch correcting their voices, auto tune. Yeah, that might be something that we can do here in the future. But what I will be doing here, even though, yeah, I don't know, there's so many things that could potentially happen, but I will still be live streaming on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So, yeah, if you tune in at 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, then I will be here. As for what the other videos include or don't include, yeah, I don't know until we get there. So, yeah, thank you for that, Connie. There's been another donation. And Oliver's donated £7.95 and says rock on. So thank you for that, Oliver. And Sue's donated £20. Thank you for that, Sue. The message is life and YouTube moves fast. You're now up to 464,000 subscribers, not 463,000. Congrats on the amazing, steady and well-deserved channel growth. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm not sure whether, well, we might just do the 463 for tonight, and then maybe on Saturday we can do the 464, unless we're at 465. I don't think it'll go that quickly. But yeah, thank you for the donations over on PayPal. You don't have to donate, but they are very much appreciated. I have to keep an eye on the clock, and I can see Elaine says TikTok in the super chat window, but we had donations before that. And AR Country Store donated $4.99, so thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, this is Arch. Do you think that some people like yourself are just naturally talented musically? So thank you for that. And that's their first super chat donation. And I don't think so. I think some people have a natural aptitude for music. And like when I've been teaching guitar, there have been some students that I've had, you know, like 11-year-olds or 12-year-olds who start playing who just can do it. Yeah, or I say they can do it. They don't know how to do it. That's what you teach them to do. But they learn things a lot more quickly than, say, other students. So they've got that natural aptitude for playing the guitar and maybe hearing melodies, knowing that you go up the fretboard to get a higher note and down to get a lower note. But even still, I mean, what I will say is I'm starting to notice, especially over the last maybe 5 years, that my ears hear stuff that other people's ears don't hear. Like I get asked all the time in emails, is this pitch corrected? Is this auto-tuned? And I can hear equal temperament. So it means that I can hear when something's been put on A440 standard pitch equal temperament. So I know that I can hear that. But I know from my videos that a lot of people can't hear that. And even vocal coaches, I've seen them, you know, analysing or reacting to performances that I know are pitch corrected. And I know by hearing it that that's been manipulated. That's not their actual voice. But then the vocal coach doesn't say anything about that. And they just go off into, oh wow, it's amazing. Oh, so, you know, such an accurate vocal, all this stuff. And I'm thinking, you know why? Because it's edited. So yeah, I'm starting to learn this, that it's not that the vocal coaches are avoiding saying it, that they literally can't hear it. So yeah, I think my ears hear stuff that other ears don't hear. But in terms of, yeah, musicality and, you know, playing the guitar and learning to sing, I think a lot of it can be learned. It just takes a lot of time. Like I've said about, you know, either learning any skill. If you start learning a skill at age 6, by the time you're 16, you've been doing it for 10 years. And if you do it every day, doing something every day for an hour or multiple hours for 10 years, after 10 years, you're very good at it. So this is why, you know, you get child prodigies who are like 16, but then you think, yeah, but they've been playing for 10 years. You know, somebody who starts playing at the age of 16 and then they're 26, they're not seen as a prodigy at the age of 26. They're just seen as a guitarist, but they've had exactly the same amount of time. So, yeah, and there's even the argument that maybe from the age of 16 to 26 is more impressive because you've got to practice outside of your job and your work hours. Whereas when you're a kid, you get summer holidays. You get like 8 weeks of doing nothing. You can spend every day for 8 weeks practicing the guitar. When can you do that when you're employed? So yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, thank you for that. And Sue's donated $9.99 as well. The message is, if my choice is to bet on Phil or bet against him, I'll bet on Phil all day, every day. We believe in you and know you've got this. So thank you for that, Sue. Elaine, yes, a TikTok with that $2 donation as well. Right, we are jumping into tonight's cover video, which is Behind Blue Eyes with 58% of the vote. And where are we with? And we've just hit the goal. So we'll be having the jam. We've got to make sure we're finished by 1:15. So I hope you guys enjoy this, my version of Behind Blue Eyes, the Who classic. And I hope you, enjoy it. I'll see you after. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours all lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. What it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard on their anger. None of my pain or woe can show through. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free.
And there we have it. That was my version of Behind Blue Eyes. Thank you for voting for that as tonight's cover video. Now, let's get into Picture Corner quickly because I don't want to forget for another live stream. So, I don't know where this is going to display. Oh, it's off to the right. So, it's almost there. Let me see if I can grab it and move it over to the middle of the screen. There we go. So, this is... I should have actually shown this last live stream. This is from Barbara, and Barbara said, got some guitar stands for my acoustic guitars. And then Laura says, note the Wings of Pegasus pick and poster. She has 3 guitars, but this is the one with Wings of Pegasus merch in it. So we've got It's a little bit small on my screen, but we have, yeah, I can see that guy in the background, and that must be a Wings of Pegasus pic in there, because that's what Laura said. So thank you, Barbara, for sending that in. And next, we have Steve, who sent this in, and this doesn't have a comment with it, but it's me with some aliens. So there you go. And it's not an AI me this time, it's a genuine me and some aliens in the background. Is that Mars Attacks? That's just something that's popped into my head. A movie that I don't think I've even seen. So I don't know why that just popped into my head. But there you go. That is that one. Then we had Jan, who has sent this in as well. So thank you for this. And we've got the Wings of Pegasus pic and pic tin there. And Jan says, it's been a while. So that's the message. So thank you for that, Jan. And we have this drawing that's been sent in by Karen. So thank you for this, Karen. And the message is, I just finished drawing this picture. It's aptly titled because, as you can see, Phil is making and surrounded with music. You can see the music notes in his hair and face and some rock horns here and there. So thank you for that, Karen. And it says, Phil in music. And we have another one here, and this is Dawn, who has obviously been to see Alice Cooper, and the message is, went to see Alice Cooper with my mom Sunday night, had a bit of fun at the meet and greet before the show, posting today because it's his birthday. So thank you for that, Dawn. And we have, I think, one more. Oh, this is just a paint colour. So hang on, let me just go down. Oh, and by the way, let me go back to this one. I don't know whether Dawn, I don't know whether Ryan was anywhere around, but Ryan Roxy, who I've spoken to quite a lot over on Instagram and about my side project and stuff. Yeah, if Ryan was around, if you had said, I know Phil from Wings of Pegasus, then you might have known. Well, he wouldn't have known who you were, but yeah, maybe. I don't know whether he does the meet and greet as well. So anyway, just something in passing, just an Alice Cooper connection. So anyway, yeah, this paint colour is, and I know that this was a thing or now is a thing. It's Wings of Pegasus. That's the name of this particular shade, but as you can see, their version of Wings of Pegasus is not my version of Wings of Pegasus, because mine's like this purpley colour. It is the one that I use for my site and stuff, so that's what I class as the Wings of Pegasus colour, but apparently it's kind of a blue one, and that's from Leslie, by the way, who sent that in. So thank you for sending that in. And yeah, Laura, thank you for linking me to those. But that is Picture Corner for tonight. And I can actually get rid of this. And I'm in the background already, which is a lot more convenient. Let's jump into tonight's Phil Jam. That on this out. Wow, he appeared straight away. So this is good.
I took two things that I
and mute that advert. This is melodic rock jam, modern guitar, backing track in E minor in brackets 84 beats per minute. This is from Now You Shred, tracking backs. Now You Shred, backing tracks, and the YOU is in capital letters. So let me play. Let me know if you can hear this. I can hear that, which is good. Oh, it's a bit loud. I don't even know if it would shoot. Yep, tuning is fine. So if you can hear this, then if you can let me know, it would be good. skip advert. What's going on? Maybe. That was it!
Etsy for affordable decor designed to give your home a fresh feel. Find the pieces you need to get your space.
Okay, we're getting an advert at the end. Right, that was it. And what a place to end the last fret of my guitar. So when they say about using every fret of your guitar, there you go. I literally ended on the bend, a tone bend on my final fret. So there we have it. What a place to finish. That was Melodic Rock Jam, modern guitar backing track in E minor, 84 beats per minute, and that's from Now You Shred Backing Tracks, not tracking backs. So yeah, and the YOU is in capital letters. So yeah, thank you for sending that my way, Joe. And thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we have a Phil Jam at the end of the live stream. Right, I have to get myself organised because I have this interview coming up with Dr. Dan, Dr. Dan's Voice Essentials YouTube channel. So I'll let you know how that goes later on in the week over on Patreon. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night. and we'll be live streaming on Saturday night as always. So yeah, if you could make it then as well, it'd be very much appreciated. But quickly, we've had another donation from Jan, and Jan says hard to transfer from Darth Maul. So thank you for that, 20 Norwegian kroner. And Cheeky Polecat has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, do you ever play classical guitar? If so, do you prefer cedar or spruce for the soundboard? So thank you for that. And no, I don't really. The only time that I've played classical guitar is when I was teaching, and that was kind of many years ago. So yeah, I had a really bad classical guitar that I used to teach on, but yeah, thankfully it did the job. It was all right, but yeah, I'm very much kind of acoustic and electric. I say kind of mostly electric is what I do, and for teaching, obviously I've had to teach fingerstyle, so I can kind of do a little bit of that. But yeah, it's all electric really nowadays. Occasional bit of acoustic if videos require that, and I have done that in analysis videos in the past. But anyway, thank you for that. We are going to be calling it to a close. So all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!